What have I been knitting? Hi, and welcome back to Just Another Stitch. For those that don't know me, my name is Connie, and if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. And if you are new, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you found out about my channel, and let me know a little bit about yourself so I can start to get to know you better. So today's video is Knitting Chronicles, and it has been a while since I have done a knitting video. And if y'all recall, on my last knitting video, I was working on the I Shall Wear Purple shawl, and I was doing it in blue. Well, I made a major boo-boo, and I was on the edging of it. I was getting fairly close to finishing, and I had to start it all over again. So when I restarted it, I decided to go with a different color. So now it's I Shall Wear Red. The lady in red. So this is how it's coming along. And I'm almost back to where I was before I made my major boo-boo. But this is how it's coming along. I love this pattern. And all of the patterns for the projects that I'm showing on this video will be in the description box if there's a pattern for it, in case you're interested in making them. But I think this is such a beautiful pattern. And the edging is where it really shows its beauty. But right now, this one is on pause because I am on a hat kick. All thanks to Bago Day. I got on a kick with her crochet hats, and I started doing knit hats. So it's really kind of a refreshing break working on something else instead of a project where you can get it finished quickly instead of a project that takes longer. It's time for hats, hats, and more hats. So the first hat I'm going to show you is called the Rygate Hat. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And I think this is such a beautiful hat. Look at that stitching. Isn't that gorgeous? This hat was a little trickier because I had to do a one-to-one left twist and a one-to-one right twist. And I believe this was the first time I did those stitches. There was another beanie I made a few years back. I might have used them. I know it was some type of stitch that gave a cable effect that I used in that other beanie. But I have been learning a lot of new things in knitting. And I'm trying to do more advanced knitting work and learn new things. And speaking of that, if there's any patterns that you stumble across that you would think would be up my alley, please email me those pattern links so I can check out the patterns. I'm always looking for new patterns. Not like I don't have more than enough bookmarked on my to-do list. So the next hat I want to show y'all, and this was even more challenging. This pattern was actually written in German. And then first I had to get translated. And it took me a while. But I think a lot of that was because I was trying to do it on my phone. And it didn't take me that long to figure it out once I got on my computer. But once I had gotten it translated, there were still challenges with this pattern because I had to figure out what I was supposed to do for the main stitch of the body of the hat. They call it a puff rib stitch. And there's other names for it too. And that's part of the challenge in trying to figure out how to do the stitch. Because I think it's called like constellate stitch. And there were some other names it goes by too. And one of the videos I watched even said that's part of the reason that it goes by so many different names that makes it hard to find tutorials on the stitch. And like once I translated this pattern, it was not clear what I was supposed to be doing. But I finally figured it out. And I am so proud of this hat. I mean, just look at that beautiful stitch. I love that stitch. Then I decided, well, actually, let me show you this first. This is a test knit for a pattern that Regina with Morse Knitting wrote up. I'm thinking her tension must be looser than mine because this came out small for me. It's a beautiful pattern. Christmassy, pretty cardinals. And I also don't find I did the best job with carrying my yarn because I feel like it pulled too much. But I haven't been working on color work and knitting, so I'm kind of out of practice. But that's how that came out. And her pattern, she'll probably be releasing it soon. So be on the lookout for her pattern coming. Okay, so now I love this look for a beanie. Where it has the cable for the ribbing. And this was another aspect where I learned something new in knitting. Because I've never done a beanie like this before. Now, they did have you on this pattern where you joined with the Mattress Stitch. And I was using a number 1 weighted yarn. And you can see I did not do a good job connecting it. I mean, I know what I'm supposed to do, but with how tiny everything was, I just couldn't really find that little center piece you're supposed to go in. But I'll get better at it. And I actually discovered another method where you do a 3-needle cast on, which I'm about to be attempting that on the WIP I'm about to show y'all. That I think that would be a lot easier to do. And I've never done a 3-needle cast off before. So that's going to be interesting. And another thing too, what I love about this is you can take different cabling patterns, like headband type patterns, and basically form it into a beanie. Now, another thing too, you had to pick up the stitches when you started working the body. And I didn't do the cleanest job. You can see, like right here's one that, but I'm going to get better at it. And then for the body, this pattern had you do the broken rib. And I've never done broken rib before. And basically you do one round of knit and the next round, the wrong side, you do purl one, knit one. Sorry about that. Buddy just jumped up. Say hi to everyone, Bud. They want to see you. He's like, no. Oh, there he is. Oops. I'll be right back. Okay. I got Buddy situated. Sorry about that, but Buddy thinks he's my little helper when I film. Yes, I'm talking about you, Buddy. All right, so back to this hat. I love that broken ribbed stitching. Just love it. All right. So when it came to that hat, really initially I wanted to make this hat called the Lauren hat. But the pattern had been discontinued. And I was so disappointed. I was like, no, I want to make this hat. But the thing was, and this is something that I encourage y'all to do. Sometimes when you're not sure about things in patterns on Ravelry, look at the notes of other people in the project section, because sometimes they will say something that clears up the whatever question you're having on a pattern. And luckily, initially this pattern had a lot of errors in the cable port of it. So when people were initially doing this pattern, some of them had figured out how the cabling should go and posted the rounds of it in the notes. So from there, I was able to get the cable port of the pattern. And then I could tell the body was done in stockinette. And after doing the olive one here, that's in baby blue, I knew how to go about making this hat, even though I didn't have the pattern. But look at how gorgeous this is. Let's try to stretch it out. Look at that. I love this pattern. Now for the body, I don't know if I'm going to do stockinette. I've thought about doing the broken rib, like in the olive beanie. And then I came across another similar type of pattern that had a different stitch that I may do for it. But I can't wait to see this whenever it's finished. Although I do plan to work on some Christmas hats before I go back to working on this. But like I said, I plan to play around with this cable brim and do more beanies like that. I love the look of it. And this one, I'm going to do the 3-needle cast off, because I think that will look a lot easier. So I'm curious, what are you currently knitting? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'm also curious, have you learned anything new in knitting lately? Let me know that too down in the comments. So now we're going to get into cat news, or really it's buddy news. Meow meow. And buddy news. Oh, y'all got a growl out of him. He's not happy that I picked him up. So Buddy's spot now is my filming table. Sunday, I filmed my first video after a couple of months. So it's like, because I was at the filming table, he rediscovered it and claimed it as a spot again. That boy and his spots. But last night, he came in the bed, and he came snuggle with me in the biscuit, going back and forth between our backs. He gave Biscuit love time today. He really hasn't given me that much love time today, but he has come around me like he is right now. But that's pretty much it going on with Buddy. I would love to hear what your pets have been up to, your meow meows. So let me know that in the comments. So I think that wraps things up. So I hope y'all are all having a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and bye!